Alright, welcome back to Shave with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi y'all. On a Friday night. Gonna be kind of a quick shave. My sleep did not work out the way it was supposed to today. And anyway, been a busy week. This, that, and the other. Yada yada. But yeah, so just a quick shave for Friday night. And I go into work. And then I gotta cover a shift on Sunday. So I won't get the whole weekend off, which I don't complain about working extra shifts. So there you go. Hello, Miss Luna. We just got back in from a walk. Wet outside, but we went between the rains and got us a walk in. So that's pretty good stuff. So I've been using lather catchers this week. And this is a Superior. This is not my most ornate or pretty one. But that has nothing to do with the way it shaves. This is another one that could be used with a wedge blade if you so desired. And I think I have used this one with a wedge blade. But like I said, I don't have a wedge blade that's honed up. So we're just going to use a regular treat. I like the treat blades. I can buy them local. I'm a carbon blade type guy. I can use stainless. I have plenty of the gym stainless blades around and I use them. But I usually find they're kind of harsh, first couple of shaves. And then they settle in, whereas the carbon steel is, smooth from the start. Carbon steel, does it last as long? Maybe not. Do you have to dry it when you get finished so it don't rush? Yes. So there's a little upkeep. I don't see the big deal. Some people do. So there you go. It's got a handle that was turned. If I'm not mistaken, I think JR returned this handle. I had a handle. Yeah, I know JR returned this handle. This isn't the one that my Canadian buddy turned 9. But this is a JR handle here on a Superior lather catcher, early 1900s. I don't remember the exact dates on them. I used to know all the exact dates. I've got the weights compendium and go look them up, and I used to know all that, and then I got old and forgot it. So anyway, and haven't gone back and looked it back up, to be quite honest. But anyway, early 1900s, and it's not a bar style. It's just got the side stops, and since they're springy stops, you can use the blade here and you can use the wedge blade, and then it's got the little tab in the back that goes up that holds it into place. And they shave, like a lather catcher, which is good. Working on finishing up a cake of Burma shave. Now everybody, Burma shave was originally a brushless cream and everything, and then it quit doing its thing. It had the roadside signs and everything. And then somebody bought it with a Colgate that put it back out as a cake of soap, and they were still using the roadside. But originally, I think the roadside stuff was for the brushless cream. And they kept using it in their ad campaign. But anyway, I've got several cakes of it. I've actually got a box that's got 6 unopened cakes in it, as it would have been shipped to the dealers. Got that somewhere. But I've got a couple other loose. And I think I still got one of the gift sets. It was a mug, the coffee cup, the Burma Shave coffee cup, and the Burma Shave brush, the red and white brush, and then soap. And they were gift sets for Christmas. And I've given away several of those over the years. I think I still have one, maybe. But I used to have a Burma Shave coffee mug that I used for my coffee. Don't know where it got off to be honest. But anyway, I can't use a regular coffee cup at work anymore. It's got to be a spill-proof cup because people kept spilling coffee into, computer keyboards and stuff. So the client decided they didn't like that. So now, it's no drinking at the post anyway, but they'll let you have water and put it in a spill-proof cup. I'm not going around checking and seeing what's in everybody's cups. I know what's in mine. It ain't water, coffee. Well, it is water. I like to drink most of my water, heated up and poured over ground coffee beans. That's how I drink most of my water. But anyway, a rainy night tonight. We got a cold front coming through, and it's been balmy. We actually had a high of like 82 yesterday. I don't remember how long the record had set. The last record we broke was a couple of weeks ago, and it'd been 100 years, 101 years. Back in 1924, we broke that record high. But 2 years in a row, we didn't have to deal with any hurricanes down here. We don't complain about that. And, you know, it's normal to have mild winters and all. Sky's not falling. Now this time last year, I believe we had snow. I believe this is when the big snow and ice thing came through last year. And I spent like 3 days at work because I'm always part of the stay in place team. And made a bucket of overtime on that. Nothing in the world easier than using, you know, an SC razor. Pretty much the angle of the head is your shave angle. And really, after you do this a while, you don't look at angles and everything. It's just all muscle memory. And if you're shaving and it feels wrong, you adjust for it without even thinking about it. It's called technique. I realize I preach technique a lot, but there's a reason for that. We had a couple of days, I cheated and didn't shave last night, so we had a couple of days of growth to clean up here. Which is no problem at all. Yeah, look how pretty that is, just a work of art. I have another, like I said, Superior, and it's got the ornate scroll work and everything. Looks pretty, doesn't shave any different. Doesn't shave any different at all. There's another layer of soap on here. All we want's a nice slick layer. There's no need to make buttercream on your face. Burma shave soap is easy to lather. It's like most of these vintage soaps, they're easy to lather. Nothing to it. I always hear the folks hollering about blooming soap, and I think that's kind of nuts. You want to bloom something, plant a garden. Get you some flowers. People used to always talk about with Williams soap, you had to bloom the newer Williams soap. It wouldn't lather, it wouldn't lather. It lathers just fine. No need to bloom it. People just like to complicate things. There's a certain group of people in the world that everything has to be complicated. Everything has to be overanalyzed. Drives me nuts watching videos with some people. Pretty straightforward. Now remember, I spent 10 years, nearly, over 9.5 years anyway, in casino surveillance. I've watched a fair amount of video in my time. Recorded a fair amount of video in my time. And you got folks that go and watch the same video and they're trying to make something else out of it instead of just letting it be simply what it is. But that's just how some people's mind works. I don't know. Don't know. Trying to get to work tonight without getting into a wreck. There's a pretty nasty looking wreck right now just up the road at intersection. It's a red light. I was looking while we were walking with Miss Luna. Hold on just 1 second. I didn't bring a hand towel in, so I had to use my towel back there. My old witch hazel here, but people can't drive in the rain around here. Not as bad as it was when I was in Tucson, but people really can't drive in the rain here. I live next to LSU, so a lot of younger folks over here anyway, and they're always in a hurry and think they know how to drive because they've been doing it for 10 minutes. Look at me, look how good I drive. Wham! What do I know? I'm just an old cranky guy. But anyway, at least they didn't hit our building this time. I do the courtesy patrol security for the complex I live in, since security is my business. And, you know, it helps out with my rent and this, that, and other. But anyway, so every so often, we'll have one clip one of the buildings, or they get off and they hit our bollards outside, or they knock a sign down, that kind of stuff. So at least this time, they didn't get into the property, and they didn't hit any of the cars on the property, and they didn't wipe out any of our dumpsters or anything like that. So That's always a good thing. A little sore spot I was worried about being a skin cancer. Looks like it's not. It's like it just, something got infected. Either I had an ingrown hair that got infected or something. I don't know what it was. But I got it cleaned out real good and looks like it's going to heal up. So, yay me. And you notice I'm doing this without coffee. I went out and walked Luna, and I'm running a little bit later on my sleep schedule tonight, and I noticed, hey, well, I want to do a video, but so anyway, no coffee yet. I'll get coffee on the way to work. Lustrays, what do they call this? Blue Spice. Compliments of my sister. She got me several, if y'all remember. She got me a whole box of stuff here a while back. And Blue Spice is exactly what you would expect out of a blue aftershave. It's powdery, but it's got a nice scent to it. I love the Lustray stuff. I've got the Blue Spice, and then I've got just Spice. Got the Lustray's Coachman, which is actually just Clubman, or either Clubman is Coachman. I don't know which one's copying the other, but they're both basically the same thing. And I didn't mention my brush, so we're going to have a look here once I get the soap out of it. Let me get it dried off. So I mentioned the other day I was using the B400 that Tom made out of aluminum, that I had a JR returned handle that had the same knot in it. Well, there it is. Now what JR did was he turned the handle, and then he just took the knot off the top of the handle off the Omega and screwed that down onto his and glued it down. And it makes for a really pretty brush. I really think it makes a beautiful brush. This is the JR 176. And I like it's got the action. So this part is the Omega part and the knot, and then this part is the JR part. And it makes an absolutely stunningly beautiful brush. The Omega knots are just wonderful knots. As I said before, I was bragging on the Omega knots the other day. And there's a reason I brag on them. They're awesome. They're absolutely awesome. Hold that thought just one second. That is one of the, that's the knot, and that's one of the Omega handles that comes in. It comes in more than one. And what people are doing, they're cracking them out of this handle, and they're using those knots in other brushes because they're really good knots. And but anyway, I remembered I was going to show that, but that's what they look like. And this one was the Professional, I believe it's called. So it's got a different style holding the knot, but it's the same knot there. So that's anyway, that's that. So there we go. Another good shave. Look at there, knocked it out. Everything feeling great. Time to go get a haircut, and we're going to get that taken care of here before too long. Although the barbershop I use is closed Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so it'll be Tuesday before I can go get a haircut. But, you know, the last barbershop I used, they raised their price to like $27, and I quit going. I didn't like paying $22. So I go somewhere now, $20, which I still think is too much for, can I just get a, you know, buzz the sides down, scissor the top a little bit. It's all thinning out. It's not like there's a whole lot there anymore. Clean the neck up, and away we go. So anyway, I'll pay $20 for it, I guess, so that I don't look like a hippie. If you're a hippie, don't get offended. You can look like yourself. I don't mind. Not my problem. All right, well, look, there we go. I got to finish getting ready and get on to work, and go in and put in another Friday night. And then, like I said, I'm doing the day shift actually on Sunday. So y'all, if you get a chance, stop and, you know, do a little prayer or whatever for Fuzzy working the day shift, that I don't explode in the sun or melt down or I'm melting or anything like that. So, you know, help me out for Sunday. There you go. All right. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay dry, stay cool, stay warm, depending on what your weather is, because it's hard to say these days. We're going to be back down. I mean, it's been a balmy, but come Sunday night after the front moves through, we're going back down around freezing for 3 or 4 days or nights. Go figure. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.